No, thank you.
You know, I wanted to tell you, I saw your daughter at the funeral, and she's so lovely.
Oh, thank you.
This must be very hard for her.
She was very fond of Ryan, as we all were. And she feels horrible for her Aunt Vicky.
Yeah. My heart really goes out to her.
So, Malcolm's fiancée is quite a lady, isn't she?
Yeah, I think they make a real nice couple.
It's too bad they had to take off.
Yeah, I guess Alex had to prepare for a hearing or something.
I heard that she left Newman Enterprises.
Well, she was never really with us, more like consulting.
But after she won that big case, you didn't ask her to stay?
I guess she wanted to be out on her own.
Except she's not on her own. She's with Michael Baldwin. I wonder if she and Christine had a chance to introduce themselves. Well, if you gentlemen will excuse me, I'm going to go to the ladies' room.
So, how was it to see Chris?
Well, you know, it was awkward and comfortable at the same time.
Well, she looks good.
Thanks a lot.
Sorry.
Well, you two look hungry.
Oh, thank you.
Sis, you know you don't have to do this.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine. Just eat.
Oh, thank you.
Well, she certainly seems calm.
Yeah, too calm.
You're worried she's holding everything inside?
I know she is. And I know why. She told us at the hospital she thinks this is all her fault.
What?
She says Ryan wouldn't have been shot at all if she hadn't walked into the chapel. Set Trisha over the edge.
Well, that is ludicrous. The woman was already over the edge.
Well, of course. Victor and I tried to tell her that. I thought he had gotten through to her at the time.
But now you wonder.
Seeing her like this, completely cut off from her emotions. She's obviously carrying around a tremendous burden of guilt.
You're looking for Michael? He's at night court.
Oh.
I'm Diane Jenkins, and you're...
Isabella Branya. Has Michael been gone long?
Oh, just a few minutes.
And he left you here?
He trusts me.
Are you a client?
I was. Now I'm an old friend. Are you a client?
I was.
And now you're an old friend, too?
In a manner of speaking.
What do you mean by that?
Do you live in Genoa City? I don't remember seeing you.
I used to live here. I'm visiting. I live in Milan now.
Well, I hear Italy is such a romantic place.
That's what they tell me.
So, what made you leave the Midwest for the Mediterranean?
Something we need to get straight. Meaning what?
We need to talk, Rihanna.
Here.
Yeah, it's private.
So is the car. Come on, we're gonna be late for the concert.
This is more important. Besides, it's not something I want to get into in a parking lot.
You make it sound so serious.
I need to make sure we're on the same page, Rihanna.
I had a number of difficulties here. Decided to go someplace and start over.
Trouble with the police?
Please.
Personal difficulties, then,
Yes.
requiring a lawyer.
Speaking of lawyers, what is your connection to our Mr. Baldwin?
We go way back. You know, you and I have a lot in common.
Do we now?
Well, there's Michael, and the fact that up until a little while ago, I was seriously thinking of leaving town myself, starting fresh.
But something changed your mind and now you've decided to stay?
For the time being. But leaving may still be an option down the line.
Without knowing more, I heartily endorse it. It did wonders for my life. Being back here makes me realize just how far I've come.
So your trip hasn't been a pleasant one.
It's been enlightening, but less enjoyable than I hoped it would be.
I don't mean to pry, but I can't help but being curious. I'm sorry, forget I said anything I shouldn't have asked.
No, it's all right. Suffice it to say, there was a man involved. 2 men, actually.
And you're complaining. Try being one of 2 women involved with the same man.
I see your point. I've been there, too.
Really? Care to share? How you doing, boss?
Hi, Lynn. I'm fine. How are you?
Okay.
Do you want something to eat?
No, I'm really not hungry.
Well, that's understandable.
Excuse me, Paul. So what did you and Ryan talk about before the ceremony?
Well, it's funny, because he thought that he was going to get the "you better be good to my sister ill" speech.
But that's not why you went in there.
No, no way. I told him that I knew he loved Victoria. And that I had never seen her happier. I'm just glad I had a chance to tell him that, you know?
Me too, Nick.
Anyway, that's pretty much it. Nothing too thrilling, not since the last time I emailed you.
Well, I'm glad we've kept in touch. Living so far away, it's nice to hear from a friend back home. So, Lynn, how is Paul doing?
I think Ryan's death hit him pretty hard. I think he wishes he could have been at the church. He felt he could have done something to
Now,
help.
knowing Paul, I'm sure he did everything he could.
Do you mind me asking this? How do you feel seeing him again? I can't help noticing the way you're looking at each other.
Yeah, I know you mean well. It's just...
You're right. Please forgive me. I understand.
Thanks.
Ryan was always such a wonderful father to my grandson, even after the divorce. I mean, Philip just worshipped his father. He's gonna be absolutely devastated when he hears the news. Oh, sweetie.
We have plenty of food. Does anyone need anything?
You know, it's been a long day for you. I think maybe we should be going.
Oh, dear. Are you telling me that Philip has not been told yet?
Catherine, he's been ill. He's weak. Nina wants to wait.
Oh, my God, how she must dread that moment. I wonder if I should be with her.
No, she'll call us if she needs us.
Where are you staying while you're in town?
Hotel.
Oh, nonsense. You're going to stay with me.
Catherine, no. Okay, I know better than to argue with that tone.
Okay. All right. You round up Esther, and she will prepare your room, and I will be home shortly. Robert will bring me.
Thank you. I'll say my goodbyes and I'll see you at the house.
All right, John.
Thanks.
May I have a word with you?
The way you say that, should I be worried?
I keep thinking about the way things were before. I was such a jerk. I never meant to hurt you, Rihanna, but I know I did.
It's ancient history.
No, not to me. I really want to make up for the past, Ree.
You have been. That's what you've been doing the last 6 months. How could you doubt that?
That's not what I'm getting at. I'm talking about us making love back then. I know I acted like a sleaze afterwards, and I also know that there's been times that you've regretted that it ever happened. Especially when Ralph's going ballistic. But back then, you know, when we were together that first time, was it good for you, Rihanna?
I talked to my mom. The kids are in bed.
You'd like to stay for Victoria?
That's fine, sweetheart.
I think that's a good idea.
Yes, Catherine. I think we can stop by for a bit.
Absolutely.
Thank you, John. I would appreciate the company. Paul, you will be coming?
Sure thing.
It's a lovely invitation, Catherine. I'm sure none of us would like to be alone right now.
JT, why would you ask me this now? When we were together before, that was a long time ago. Everything is different now.
Well, I'm asking because it was better than good for me, Rihanna. It was special.
Yeah. Before things went wrong with us, I felt the same way.
Really, really close. Closer than you ever felt to anyone.
You really felt closer to me than any girl you've ever been with?
Absolutely. And that's probably why I backed off. I got scared how much I cared about you.
You never told me any of this before.
Well, I'm telling you now, because since we started going out again, I really want to try again with you, Ree. If you give me a second chance, I'll try really hard not to mess things up this time, I promise.
You'll have to forgive me, but I'm all talked out. I was venting to Michael earlier, not that he was listening. He seemed rather preoccupied.
Well, you know lawyers. Thoughts in 1,000 places.
Not really. He did have something on his mind, though.
Well, it's getting late. I think I should go.
Michael will probably be back soon if you care to wait.
I don't think so. Although, I have enjoyed our talk.
Me too. You certainly were a better listener than Michael. Isabella, I hope you don't mind my asking, but are you pregnant?
Yeah, I've been meaning to ask. How are the kids handling this?
Oh, Vicky, that you could even ask that.
Children are so impressionable, and this is such a horrible, senseless thing.
Well, that's why I didn't bring Noah to the funeral.
I think that was a good idea.
Yeah, he's really just too young to understand.
But not Cassie.
No, she's very much aware of the horrible tragedy, so.
She's such a sensitive child, and I just worry about the toll this might take on her.
Well, we'll keep a close eye on her. But right now, she's just worried about you.
What about you? How are you holding up?
Vicky, when I think about what you're going through, I really couldn't complain. You know, I wish that you felt that you could talk to me. Because you seem like you're so in control, and I have to wonder how you're really holding up.
I'm fine. I just need to focus on things, but I'm fine. I'm gonna be fine. Thanks for asking.
Well, if there's anything I can do.
I just want to thank you both for everything. You've been wonderful through all this.
Sweetheart, of course.
I think I'm gonna go upstairs now.
Honey, can I bring you some hot tea or maybe some hot chocolate?
No, I'm fine. I just want to be alone.
You be all right?
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Hey, good night.
So Sleeping Beauty didn't want to cooperate, huh?
Just a few lullabies, and she finally drifted off. Well, I imagine that all of you had quite a difficult day.
Oh, pretty much what you'd expect, man.
He was such a terrific man, in the prime of his life.
Violently murdered. On his wedding day, no less.
How do you come to terms with that?
I guess by remembering Ryan's life, not focusing on his death.
Easier said than done, I'm afraid. So how's Victoria holding up?
Apparently a bit too well. Her parents are worried about her. She doesn't seem to be dealing with her grief at all.
I didn't see her shed a tear all day.
Oh, honey, she's still in shock.
Nikki's concerned that she's somehow dealing with guilt. Thinks somehow she's responsible, that somehow she set Trisha off.
She gotta let go of that. It's not her fault. Trish was out of her mind.
Yeah, I guess guilt is just one way of dealing with your grief.
Yeah, it is, but in this case, it's a very unhealthy one. Anyway, not to worry, Nikki is there, and she's going to see to it that her daughter gets through this.
I feel better already just watching Abby sleep.
Yeah. Real affirmation of life.
She's so sweet. She's such a wonderful gift. And all babies are. I'm sorry. That was pretty thoughtless. Forgive us?
So how long do you think you'll be in town?
I'm not sure.
You have no idea?
Why would it matter to you?
Just making small talk.
I'll be leaving soon.
Excuse me, did you get the photographs?
Oh, Daniel, yes. Wait till you see how big he's gotten.
Oh.
Let me show you.
Excuse me.
Good.
Can I get you a refill?
No, thank you, darling. I'm just fine.
It's an interesting gathering. First, you invite Christine to stay with you, and then you cleverly ask her ex-husband to stop by.
As well as a number of other people, Lauren. Hey. Are you upset with me because I'm bringing these two together?
Actually, no. I've been watching them all day, and I think this is just what they need. Although if it produces a thaw, I'm not exactly going to be thrilled about it.
Lauren, please don't interfere. If it was meant for you and Paul
You know,
to be
he
together-
sees me as a friend. He's made that very clear, and I'm not thrilled about it. But my concern is him. And as his friend, his situation is very complicated. And I'm not just talking about Christine.
We didn't mean to be insensitive.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I love being around Abby. You're right, children are a blessing.
Well, thanks for saying that.
I mean it. As long as we're talking about good news, I have an announcement to make. The other day, I asked Ashley to be my matron of honor, and she accepted. How cool is that?
That is pretty darn cool.
I think so.
Wow, it sounds like your wedding is really coming together.
Yeah. I suppose this means with your approval, Jack.
Oh, boy, does it. Yeah, I think that's pretty great.
So, what about you, Jack? Have you chosen a best man yet?
I imagine Jack would want Billy to stand up for him.
That is where I was leaning. No offense.
None taken.
Well, aren't we just warm and civil? Yeah, let's call it a night.
Right while we're ahead, huh?
I'm gonna go warm up the car.
I'll be right behind you.
All right. Mame, thanks again for watching Annie.
No, anytime.
Sweetheart, we can get you bundled up. Come here, sweetie. Come on, baby. I tried reaching out to your sister.
I know. I wish there was something we could do for Vic.
How are you feel, son?
There's just nothing we can do now. Why don't you kids go home, get some rest?
We'll be here if Victoria needs anything, all right?
Good night.
That's sure.
Good night, Nicky. Good night, honey.
Good night. Right, Dad.
Hey, wait a minute. Everything all right?
Yeah, it'll be all right.
That's over.
And now reality sets in.
I have this feeling in the pit of my stomach, just an awareness that things are never going to be the same again.
I unfortunately share your feeling.
God, if we feel like that, what must Victoria be going through?
She worries me, you know? She's so unusually in control.
I know. I noticed that, too. But she was so happy. And now?
Hope one day she finds happiness again.
I hope so, too, of course. But some wounds are just too deep to heal, you know? Death is so final. I know she said she wanted to be by herself, but I feel like I should go up there and see if she's okay.
I just want you to know that I love you. And everything will be all right.
I didn't realize it showed.
Barely. But you have that glow. It's a dead giveaway. I was pregnant myself not long ago. It's a wonderful time.
That's what people say, though I think it depends on the circumstances.
For what it's worth, when I look back on it, I wished I'd blocked out the distractions, enjoyed the journey a bit more.
Thanks for the advice. So, are you planning on sticking around?
Actually, I'm leaving town tomorrow. There's not much keeping me here in Genoa City.
It's too bad. I've enjoyed talking to you. I haven't had many friendly chats lately.
Neither have I.
Well, good night.
Would you like me to tell Michael that you dropped by?
It doesn't matter. I'm sure I'll see him tomorrow.
You don't want to get burned again, and I understand that. Look, what if sometime soon, maybe tomorrow, we go somewhere? wherever you feel comfortable. I won't pressure you. But can't we just be alone? Be together? See how it feels? Will you do that for me? For us?
Lauren, what does that mean that Paul's situation is complicated?
Well, he has issues beyond Christine.
Well, you're talking about Isabella, but the woman is gone.
Yeah, well, so is Christine, and look at them now.
Oh, you can't possibly compare the two relationships.
I wouldn't exactly write off Isabella. She may have a stronger hold on Paul than you think.
Why?
You know, I'm exhausted. And contrary to what Lynn may think, I am not here to stir up trouble, okay? I'll see you in the morning, okay?
Lauren,
please, I'll call you later.
Well, how are you doing?
Well, I was hoping to get some closure with Chris's visit, but that doesn't seem to be happening.
Is that what you really want?
I don't know.
Catherine, my dear. I don't mean to rush off.
Oh,
It's getting late.
leaving. Oh, dear, so soon.
Yes, both John and I have early mornings.
Oh, thank you, darling. I'll speak to you both.
All right.
Okay.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Well, thanks again, Catherine.
Good night, Johnny. You drive safely.
I will.
I love you.
Good to see you again.
Same here.
Good night.
Good night, girls.
Thank you.
Christine, I know you must be feeling the time change, so if you'd like me to sit up and talk to you.
No, I'm more than ready for bed.
I'll get it. Paul, did you forget something? Paul, come in. Come in, please. Esther, I forgot. I need you upstairs. The cupboard. No, the other cupboard on the bed. No, you put the wrong cupboard on. Well, you always do in that bedroom. I don't know why it is.
Aren't you just full of surprises?
I surprised you, didn't I?
I told you my family would come around.
Yeah. Well, time will tell. Thank you for not saying anything. I saw you fighting not to blurt anything out. I don't want anyone to know until I get pregnant, if I get pregnant.
I promise I will keep my big mouth shut.
Yeah? This mouth here?
Yeah, this mouth that wants to kiss you so badly. Uh-oh, what?
You know, we didn't get a chance to talk about how interesting it was that Diane Jenkins showed up the same day we were talking about her. Isn't that funny?
I don't want to talk about Diane Jenkins. This has been depressing enough this day.
Okay.
Oh, come on. Don't tell me you're feeling insecure about Diane. Oh, we were engaged once. Big deal.
I am not feeling insecure about Diane Jenkins. I just think it's interesting how intense you get when I bring her up. You never act this way toward me.
Why would you ever want me to act that way toward you?
Well, because it's a lot better than being blah and indifferent.
When have I ever been blah or indifferent where you're concerned? Besides, this intensity you refer to is all negative. I can't stand the woman.
You know, they say there's a fine line between passion and hate.
I would like to change the subject, please. We have a lot better things to talk about.
Lucky us,
Yes,
right?
lucky us.
Lucky us.
It's been quite an evening.
Yeah, but part of me still can't believe this is happening.
Well, I think you're coming to the funeral meant a lot.
I didn't see Lauren doing any somersaults, though she was certainly interested in how long I'd be staying.
Well, if you're thinking that had anything to do with me.
Are you telling me it didn't?
Lauren and I have been seeing each other, but only as friends. Quite frankly, I've enjoyed having her around. It's been a very difficult time. Look, I found out from Victor why you came back here last summer. You wanted to see if there was any hope for our marriage.
And I got a very clear answer.
Well, I wish I had known you felt we still had a chance.
We weren't communicating very well back then.
No, we weren't. But I thought you had completely given up on us. If I had known at all,
So how are things between you and Isabella?
Look, Chris, that's over. She left town in September.
Whose choice was that?
It was mutual. So, when are you going back to Los Angeles?
Tomorrow.
Well, I guess I should.
Paul. My flight doesn't leave until the afternoon. Maybe we should talk again before that.
I would like that. So I'll wait to hear from you. Good night.
Hi, Victoria. Take you, Ryan, to be my husband, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better or for worse, for richer or for poorer, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish, and forsaking all others. I promise to be faithful to you for as long as we both shall live.
I, Ryan, take thee, Victoria, to be my wife, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish, and forsaking all others, I promise to be faithful to you for as long as we both shall live. Longer. Much longer. Death won't part us, Vicky.
I love you. Ryan was here. He was here. He was here. Oh. Cry, honey, cry.
Join us again for The Young and the Restless.